Hello, everyone. This is Leani Lopez here with another episode of I Got Nothing, a podcast for exhausted writers. And today I am joined by a fellow exhausted writer. Please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Diane Billas. I am the author of 2 queer YA books. My debut is Does Love Always Win? It's a YA sapphic romance. And then my newest book is called Superficial. It's a YA superhero book set in Philly at a Comic-Con convention. Think Marvel meets National Treasure. And I also have a couple stories, short stories and some anthologies, and I am querying YA sapphic murder mystery set in an indie bookstore. So that's me.
Yes. I love all the queer represent.
Thank
yeah,
you.
my early books were not queer enough because I was not queer at that point, as far as I was aware.
I hear that.
But now it's everywhere.
Yes, I love it.
And you've also won some awards, I saw. What is this?
I have, yeah. I've won an indie award for Does Love Always Win? It's in the category of Opposites Attract. And then also the Imagine Awards. I won Best Young Adult Novel for Superficial.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit about your writing journey. Was this something that kind of came up organically as you grew up? Was it something that kind of surprised you that you're like, oh, I think I might want to write. I think I might want to start writing books. Or did you like kind of always know?
Yeah, so I was like 6 years old and I loved reading books so much. And I have the first book that I ever started to write because I think I had wanted to write my own book because I liked reading them. It was illustrated. It's called like Up the House. And it's like I drew it and wrote it and I still have it today. It was very sweet that my mom kept it. But ever since that, I just kept writing more and more picture books. And I remember in 6th grade looking at myself in the mirror being like, you're going to be a published author someday.
Started those affirmations really early.
I really did. But then after college, I stopped writing for a bit. I was in an abusive relationship and I wasn't in the headspace to write. And I also was scared that the person would find my writing. So after I left that person, that's when the words started flowing again. And the first book that I had started to write was actually kind of based on that relationship. And it was really cathartic for me. So I started to write in 2015, 2016.
It's very interesting that you say that because with pretty much most of the writers I've spoken to, writing is a form of therapy or catharsis. Like getting the stories out of your head onto paper, whether it's based on your own situation or, things you've witnessed, there's this catharsis that comes with it. Did you feel, like you just said, you kind of felt that when you were...
Oh, absolutely. Because I had just blocked so much of what I'd gone through out of my mind. But then I started to write it and it was hard too, going back to relive some moments, but it was also like kind of like letting it go. So it was nice to have that feeling.
Yeah, the letting go part. Like I feel like once you write it, once you get it on paper, there is that sense of like you kind of deflate for a second and it's like almost out of you now. You don't have to like hold on to it anymore. You're just like, okay, it's on this piece of paper. If I need to, I can revisit it, but I don't have to keep it in my brain anymore.
Yeah, I didn't know how much space it was taking up. And then it was like kind of like my shoulders, like, relaxing and being like, okay, now I can move on.
That's awesome. And how did it feel to finish that first book? Well, as a child and as an adult.
Yeah. No, it was really empowering because I had a day job and I was commuting every day and I was using my commute time on the train to write the book. And one of my coworkers lent me their little tiny laptop to use. And it was just, I was trying to take every moment. I'm like, okay, I'm going to finally finish this. And when I did, I was like, look, I can do this. That means I can write more of them.
Oh yeah. That finishing that first book. I mean, because writing is hard in general, and writing books I mean, for some people it gets easier. For me, it does not. But writing that first book is such a like, yeah, hell yeah, I could do it.
It's like all those people that say that they're like, oh, wish I could write a book. All that. We are the ones that did it.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Or like I've had people be like, when I started my freelance writing career, kind of ask me like, oh, where do you get freelance writing jobs? Because I can probably do that in my spare time. And I'm just like, this is my life.
This is my job.
This is my job. It's not that simple.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of concentration.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, I did it. And then you're like, can I do it again? And then you just repeat that until you retire.
Right. Well, it's funny because the first book that I wrote, the one that was very cathartic, was an adult, supposed to be an adult rom-com, but that has never seen the light of day. Like a lot of people with their first books. Like, now I look back, I'm like, oh my goodness, no, that's going to stay hidden.
No one gets to read that.
Nope, that was for me.
That was for me, yeah. When you're writing and when you're kind of working on something, I know you said you wrote that one when you were on the train and you kind of carved out that time for yourself. But now, do you have any specific writing rituals? Is it sort of the same thing where you kind of have to carve out some time to write?
Yeah. So my life has changed. I don't have to go, like most people's after the pandemic, I don't have to go in the office anymore. Luckily, I have a 100% remote job.
Oh, it's awesome, isn't it?
Yes. I would not trade this for anything. I love it. So I have a like true 9 to 5. So I wake up pretty early, do all my like exercising, and then when my toddler goes to daycare, and then I have carved between like 7:30 to 9 as eating my breakfast / writing and doing any author stuff. So that's like my main time that I have carved out, and then my lunch hour to do other things. Yeah.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, even from someone who does write full time, I still have to carve out time for my own project because I ghostwrite for other people.
Right. No, absolutely. Because otherwise it just gets lost.
It does. And I have to really make the effort. And when I first started, it was so hard because I started ghostwriting and started working for myself at the same time. And so I had like 2 part-time jobs because I was like, I'm losing my full-time job. Like, you kind of panic and then accept everything. And then kind of are like, oh, this is a little too much. So I would have to kind of bounce between my part-time jobs and ghostwriting because that's all I was doing at the time. But then it became a point where I was just writing. I had to homeschool my son for a bit. He's on the spectrum, so I kind of had to take him to his therapies. So I only had like a 3-hour block of time to actually write.
Right.
And so it ended up just being ghostwriting because that's all I could do at that point.
Right.
And I just didn't have time or energy for anything else. And it really got to me because I wasn't working on what I wanted to work on. And I wasn't carving out that time for my own projects and my own desires. So if you don't carve out that time for yourself, it hurts. Like it can physically hurt sometimes because you're not doing what's going to be fulfilling to you. You're kind of just going through the motions of it. Thankfully, I things have changed, like for you. And he's in like a special school now that's close by, like that's like 20 minutes away. So he goes during the day. So the last 2 years has been the first time I've actually been full-time writing during the day.
That's great.
And I still have to carve out time because
absolutely.
I'm still doing my projects and ghostwriting, and I have to like balance the two. And
definitely.
Balance. That's always everyone's Achilles heel, is just finding balance.
Absolutely. Because my day job is like writing too. I write proposals to high-level donors in stewardship. So I'm writing all the time. So I have to just kind of remember, all right, I got to put my professional lens on and then here's my personal lens on.
I know. I have to do that too because my ghost writing is like rom-coms, which I don't
Okay, yep.
typically write, and that's very formulaic. That's a way
Yes.
things go. And I know I've known my client for years now, so I know what she expects. But I have to like switch how I do love scenes because that's different in rom-coms than my own writing. So I
Hmm.
have to be like, oh nope, that's a little too Leani's smut scene. That's not rom-com love scene. Up until recently, and then my client was like, I don't care anymore, just do whatever, you're great. Like, so I was like, oh, okay. Makes it a little bit easier. But like the tenses are different. Like that's first person present tense and mine is
Hmm.
third person past tense. So
Got it.
switching between the two is a nightmare.
Oh yeah, definitely. Even like my first book I wrote was past. And ever since that I've been doing present. I don't know. I thought I only had written in past and now I'm only writing in present because I've noticed a lot of other writers doing present. It just kind of like I don't know, it switched my writing just switched and
Yeah,
it
it
was
just
hard
was
it's
like, I'm
hard to
doing this
change it.
now.
Yeah. Because like yeah, what I'm actually just finished the first draft of a adult rom com, and it's the same thing, first person, present, that kind of thing. Because I've noticed a lot of rom coms being like that.
So when you get a new writing idea, when you get this idea that is not going to leave you alone anytime soon, how do you start to develop that into a cohesive story or narrative?
So I most of the time have been a pantser. So I will literally, as soon as I get the idea, I will jot down my thoughts if I'm not anywhere near a computer. And then as soon as I can get near a computer, I just start writing like the first scene because it usually just comes into my head as like a kind of like a movie and I see it of like how it's supposed to be. So I try to jot that down as fast as I can before I lose it. And then that's after I have like what I wanted to say on paper, then I start to develop more of like who are the characters, where are they at, and like all the background stuff. It also depends on the project if I'm how much I'm actually going to outline it. For my murder mystery, I had to learn how to outline because there was no going
Yeah, that makes sense.
that.
You kind of need to know who the killer is before you start writing. At least
Yeah. Well, it's
have
funny
some
because
idea.
when that idea came to me, it was not a murder mystery. I just had the idea for the first scene, and then someone died, and I was like, "Oh, all right, guess this
You're
is
like,
a murder
oh,
mystery
okay.
now."
I guess this is where we're going with this.
Yeah, so that was difficult because I had never written a murder mystery before. So, but it was fun. It was fun to do something different. That's like most of my writing. I write in a lot of different genres. I don't just pick one thing, which can be hindering for marketing, but I have a lot of fun with it.
As someone who just does the same, yeah. As someone who absolutely does the same thing, yeah, it's so
Yep.
hard. And it's especially because my ghostwriting is just rom coms,
Right, right.
then I feel like I have to get more experimental with my own personal writing.
No, that's fair. I get that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. So my first book that I released as an indie author was like kind of like a mafia type kind of story with like criminals and things. And then the next book was a like dystopian slow burns novella.
Oh, nice.
And then my audio dramas were completely different genres as well. So it's just
Nice.
like I just go with the story idea, not necessarily the genre.
Yep, that's how I do too.
Yeah, and then the genre kind of unfolds. Like for the current book I'm working on, when I first started it, it wasn't gonna really be a romance or anything like that. There was some romantic elements, but it was mostly gonna be like action and adventure. Or I didn't even have that idea. I was just kind of like, I'm just gonna pants and write and see what comes out.
Yep.
And it wasn't until years later when I was like, okay, I want to finish this and started rereading it that I realized the romantic subplot was the strongest part of the manuscript. So then I kind of went from there, and it is still the action adventure, but it's weaved with the romance. And that's like influencing future books now as a romance series, but it's like that's just the subgenre. It's connected with other genres just to keep it fresh and so I don't get bored.
Right. Yep, I get that.
And I'm glad you said that because like I always feel weird jumping genres because I know a lot of people like to stay in the same genre, and that's just not me.
No, I feel the same way because I'm like on threads and they're like, hey, romance authors, comment here, or hey, thriller authors, comment here. I'm like, I do different things.
I'm sorta in that category.
Right,
There
I have
is
one book that qualifies.
yeah. And also the movies in your head. I'm glad I'm not the only one haunted by the visions.
Yeah, it's a lot of times mine is like right before I go to bed too,
Yeah.
or like a dream or something. Like
Uh-huh.
the other day I woke up and I didn't like it took me probably like 2 hours to realize I actually had an idea for a sequel for the murder mystery that I'm querying. And I was just like, oh, wait, I came up with this?
There's a YouTube channel I follow, and one of the guys on the channel was talking about how when he was younger, he wouldn't use the ideas he got from dreams because for some reason he had convinced himself he wasn't really like he didn't make it up because he didn't consciously do it, and then he realized like it's from my fucking brain, of course I
Right.
did it. Like,
That's yeah. That's all man.
and it's wild the like restrictions your brain will put on certain things, especially when it comes to creativity. And then there'll be a certain point where you're like, where did you come from? Like, you're not real. I just totally made you up.
Absolutely, yeah.
I also learned recently that my husband does not see a movie in his head when he reads a book. And I was like, I've been with you 18 years. You're a freak. What do you mean you don't see things in your head?
Like what does he do when he reads?
I think he just, like, when he reads, I think he just sees, like, the words, like, and he associates them with things, but he doesn't see, like, a full movie in his head like I do. And my aunt is the same way. When she listened to my first audio drama, she's like, creative people just inspire me because I can't believe you thought of that. And I was like, yeah, I just kind of saw it in my head and I wrote it down. And she's like, what do you mean you saw it in your head? And I was like, what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, it's just so foreign to me because I'm such a visual person.
Right. No,
I was
definitely.
I'm like, how? I know your head's not empty of thought, but like, it's just words? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah. It's interesting to hear the difference between writers and non-writers.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And since this is a writing podcast and I like to delve into advice, what is the best or worst piece of writing advice you've ever received?
Well, I've obviously received a lot of different advice over the years, but something that always has stuck with me is to just you have to try to write every single day if you can, and during that carve out the time. And then I've taken that to heart, obviously, and like I would have never been able to like start that first book if I didn't just like write, even if I like have a goal of like 100 or 200 words a day, as long as
Yeah,
there's something, even like for just for beginning writers.
yeah.
Now I try to do at least 500 a day just to keep me on track. And usually I do more than that, but like, yeah, that's my biggest thing. I just have to keep writing or else I'm going to find something else to do instead.
Yeah, and I think I know I kind of flip flop with writing every day and not writing every day, but I feel like as a good starting point, it's a great way to
Yes,
establish a routine.
exactly. Like in the beginning. Now I
Yeah.
know like I can like take a couple days off and I still will return to it.
Yes, yes. When you're just starting, you don't really know your own flow when it comes to writing, most of the time at least. Just like in general, when you're first really starting, you're just kind of writing because you have this idea and you want to get it down. And normally, that, at least for me, that idea would be very encompassing. So I kind of had to work on it to
Right.
get it out of my head. And it wasn't until I got older and, like, became a mom and things changed and my schedule kept flip flopping and things that I had to let go of that writing every day because it just wasn't
Hmm.
feasible to
Yep.
my life at that point.
Exactly. You kind of have to figure out what works for you and the time
Yeah.
of day, all of that, because you don't know. Like I thought maybe after work would be great. Nope, that's like a horrible time for me because I'm tired.
Yeah, yeah. Like, I do better writing during the day when, like, no one's home. So,
Hmm.
it's a little quieter now that we have a quieter neighbor. Um, and and I don't really like to write in the evenings, or I didn't, because that's when my husband's home, that's when my son is home. And when he was younger, my son needed a lot of attention. But he's 13 now, he's more independent than he's ever been. And there's been a couple of times lately where I've grabbed my laptop and then just started doing like world building at like 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah.
Whereas in the past, I'm like, no, that's my YouTube and video game time.
Right.
But I'm so busy now that I, like you said, carving out time. Like, I have to carve out time for this background information, so when I get to the writing portion, I can just write.
Exactly. And like I was getting ready to finish the first draft of this rom-com, and I knew the weekend was coming, and there was no way that I was going to be able to write. So I'm like, all right, I'm just going to open my laptop after my kid goes to bed and just try to bang this out, because I have no other time, and I need to finish this. And I was like, oh, okay, I can do this at nighttime if I need to.
Yes, absolutely. I kind of had that thought too, and I was like, why am I working on this so late? Like,
yeah, that
where
too.
did this come from? But my schedule is so busy starting like this month, and we're going to be building our first house soon.
Oh,
and
congrats.
Thank you. It's wild. I want the snow to go away immediately so we can like get started. But I realized that I am going to have to carve out more of this time in the evenings or even on weekends. I try not to work on weekends.
Yeah, same.
Only because I need a break and I need to give myself a hard boundary.
I do the same thing.
Because when I first started, I was working like 24/7. Like, I would not stop. And the only time I really work in the evenings is if my husband is doing theater. Like, after I put the kid to bed, if I'm home alone, I'm like, well, I might as well just get some work done, But yeah, like, I really have to like carve out that time in the evenings now, and I'll probably end up having to edit on weekends just because there's not enough hours in the day.
Yeah. If I work on the weekends, it's for like maybe an hour or something like that during his nap time. Because I'm like, I want to be present. Brief. He's 3 years old. I want to like be there and he's at school during the day. So
yeah. It's 3 years old. Wow.
Yep.
Just thinking, my son just turned 13, and I'm just thinking, oh, that little 3-year-old, when we first got he's on the spectrum, so that's when we got his diagnosis. And when I first started working from home, he was about 5 or 6. So he would see me on my laptop, and I'm like, Mommy's doing work. So he's like, Archer does work. Like, he associated me typing with doing work. And so I kind of gave him my old laptop, which just had like Microsoft Word or Google Docs on it, because I knew he loved letters, and typing has actually become one of his stims.
Oh, nice.
He types all the time, and sometimes he calls it work. Not as much as when he was younger. But like me, he also carves out time for his mandatory typing hours during the day. Have you ever had like really like bad writing advice? Or seen bad writing advice that you were like, no, not engaging with that?
I can't think of any bad advice off the top of my head. No, a lot of it's just like the same thing. Just keep sticking with it, or that's what a lot of people have told me. Advice that I also like to give people that I've gotten to. So I went to a writers conference in 2017, and I was like so new to the writing world at that time. And they told me to join Twitter and get a writing community. And I did that. And it's like, it really did change my trajectory, just meeting other writers, because I didn't really know any writers in real life. And now like I have so many writer friends, and like, we get each other.
Yes, exactly. That's one of the pieces of advice that I think my guests most give to other writers or on this podcast is find a writing community or writer friends, because it makes such a difference to talk to people who understand.
Yes. Through everything, through all the different journeys of writing your first book, then getting the beta readers, querying marketing, horrible, and marketing, being an author, all of it. It's just so roller coaster of emotions, and it's so nice to have other people that understand the same thing that you're going through and support and uplift you.
Yeah, and people to provide feedback. Like I'm part of a
Yes.
group where
Yep.
we exchange writing with each other as
Yep.
like
Same.
services. Like I'll read for you if you read for me. Like
Exactly.
and like
Exactly. Instead of you just begging people to read your work and you don't know their qualifications or whatever, now you have like
yeah.
friends that you just do, you help each other out.
Yeah. Or you ask for alpha readers and you have people who try to get money out of you.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. I'm not bitter at all. Can you
Oh
tell?
man. That's horrible.
But like then you find those people that help, and then I know for me when I got some really good in-depth helpful constructive feedback from my friend Stace, I wanted to weep with joy because it gave me something tangible to focus on when editing.
Absolutely. We all need that. Like I have, she's my publishing sister. She's with the same publisher as I am, and we talk to each other every single day. Still haven't met in person yet, but I'm planning to visit her this summer, so I'm so excited. But yeah, we just both like, I don't know, we're on the same wavelength and just able to like help each other out so much.
It's amazing when you find those people that you immediately like, we're friends and we're going to be friends for a while because I know I can talk to you about this and you will completely understand. And if you don't, you'll pat me on the back and be like, okay. Like,
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's so nice. I'm like, how have I not always known you? This is weird.
yeah. And you kind of touched on it before, but is there any more advice you would give to indie authors who are just starting out or just people who want to write but haven't done so?
So I'm not formally trained. I looked around the community, see if there was any like writing groups or even like classes. So I took some community classes, which was a great way to meet other writers and just to kind of try different genres and things like that. And then there's some like writers group in my area that I've met up with people that way. And if there's nothing close to you, obviously online, Twitter still exists, and Threads is great. I like Threads
Discord's
too.
great too. Discord is really good.
Discord, yep,
Yep.
all those places. And I try to follow people that have similar books as mine too.
Yeah.
Just kind of
Yeah.
seeing what they're doing, and yeah, and reaching and seeing if you have any shared connections and seeing if they can introduce you to them.
Yeah, for sure. I would also suggest joining a local book club.
Yep, I'm in one of those.
I just joined one recently in the town where we're going to be moving to. So I'm already in the community over there. And it gave me time to read, which as much as I love reading, I don't always have time to do it.
Right.
But if I am like I have to read before book club, it gives me that urgency that allows my ADHD brain to focus. Um,
Yeah.
and and B, it's a specifically a smutty romance book club, which is right up my alley. And it's really interesting to hear everyone talk about the book and see what connects with people
Right.
and what they remember from the book. And I love it. Our discussions are just very insightful and very what's the word I'm looking for? Just very appreciative of people's different opinions. Like there's no negativity, there's no arguing. It's just like, oh, that's cool. I saw it this way, you know,
Right.
and also just having an hour like once a month that you can just geek out with other readers is just very fun. So I would also suggest joining a book club for research purposes.
Yeah, and on top of that, make sure you connect with your local library because a lot of them have like
Yes.
writer resources or book clubs or different things like that. Sat on the board of my local library for a while and have just got to know the librarians, and then they like would always send me things that might interest me because I knew I was a writer and author. So connecting with bookish people.
For sure. Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for joining me. This was such a great discussion. And where can people find you?
Yeah, I can go to my website, dianebillas.com. I am on Threads and Instagram at Diane Billas Writes, on TikTok and Twitter and Blue Sky at Diane Billas. And I also just started a YouTube at Diane Billas.
And links will be in the description of this episode so people can find you.
Perfect. Thank you.
This is a reminder that I do have a Patreon. Patrons receive episodes up to 2 days earlier than the general public. There are exclusive blogs and podcast episodes that are only found on Patreon. You'll also receive discounts on writing services, behind-the-scenes tidbits for Battle Cry, including access to our blooper reel, access to my Discord server, and shout-outs in future podcast episodes. So head over to patreon.com/Leani M. Lopez or check out the link in the description. Thank you, everybody, for listening, and as always, happy writing.